Hello and welcome back. Today I want to share with you a monster or legendary creature that's not nearly as grotesque or frightening as the ones we've seen in the past. I'm actually standing opposite the gateway to the Chiang Mai Zoo. This is on the road that approaches Doi Su Tep and the temple that we visited earlier. The traffic's actually passing through a little gateway here that's worth looking at. In addition to figures of tigers and bears, we have what we can only describe as fantastical creatures. Let's look at them in a little more detail. They appear to be mostly female, and they have legs of a bird and appearance of feathers. These are the Kinnari or Kinnara of Hindu and Buddhist legend. There's quite a few stories relating to the Kinnari. I'll try to restrict myself to the shorter and succinct ones. But the tableau we see here doesn't seem to reflect any of the stories that I can think of. One of the many creatures that inhabit the mythical Himavanta forest, Kinnaris have the head, torso, and arms of a woman, and the wings, tail, and feet of a swan. They're renowned for the dance, song, and poetry, and are a traditional symbol of feminine beauty, grace, and accomplishment. The Kinnari are spoken of in the Hindu Mahabharata, and they speak of themselves, "We are the everlasting lover and beloved. We never separate. We are eternally husband and wife. Never do we become mother and father. No offspring is seen in our lap. We are lover and beloved, ever embracing. In between us we do not permit any third creature demanding affection. Our life is a life of perpetual pleasure." Now that's the Mahabharata, which is a central set of stories for the Hindu religion. But also in Buddhism there's a set of stories called the Jataka tales, which try to tell the story of the Buddha's previous incarnations. Here's one of them that relates directly to the Kinnari. Jataka 504. The Bodhisattva was once a king. He loved to eat venison broiled on charcoal. So he left his kingdom in the care of his advisors and went on a hunting trip in the Himalayas. One day he saw two fairies embracing each other and kissing each other along a pleasant stream. Then suddenly they began to cry pitifully. He wanted to know why they wailed, so he laid down his bow and silently crept up to them. Before they had a chance to flee, he asked them, "Why do you weep?" 677 years ago, the fairies told him, the storm had set the river rising high, while the couple were on opposite sides, and they had to spend a night apart, separated by the fast-flowing waters. They were reunited the next day, but they loved each other so much, the tiny time they spent apart left them with lingering sorrow. The king was so moved by the story, he immediately returned to his palace. He gave up hunting and spent the rest of his life enjoying his wealth and giving charity. There's a bunch of other stories about these Kinnari. As you can imagine, there's movies, television shows, I'm sure. There's some ancient dances that tell the story through dance. There were actually male Kinnari, but they don't find their ways in the story very much. Here we see somebody's left an offering of strawberry Fanta, which is a really common offering on spirit houses and see somebody draped a bead necklace around one of the figures. In addition, there's this strange elephant-like figure. It's not really an elephant, since its feet are more like those of a lion. And the name of this chimera I can't place off the top of my head. But there it is. Here's another creature apparently with the head of a boar. I'm not sure what the story is with him. This other creature is floating, but she doesn't seem to be a chimera. She's a pretty normal looking person. So that's our brief introduction to the world of the Kinnari. I hope you enjoy this little glimpse into magical folklore and history. See you next time.